So my name is Kristan Weisdack, and I am here today with somebody I've had the privilege of getting to know over the last few weeks, Sandi Kern. She is an amazing local lady. Usually when I network with people in other countries and other states, but she is local here in our Pennsylvania region, and I am so happy that she's here. She is a health and wellness coach, but you are also certified in functional nutrition as well. But the that fascinated me the most is your journey to get to this place and how much similarity our stories merged. So can you tell me a little bit about how you came to be and what you're going to do for us today?
Yeah. Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Sandi Kern, and welcome to my kitchen. This is the Desire to Be Well kitchen. That's my business. Yes, I am a certified integrative nutrition and functional wellness coach with a virtual practice and an international best-selling book. This is my book, Recipes of Wellness for Health and Happiness, and we're going to talk about this too today. But in the beginning of the book, it gives my story. I had a health crisis where, medical professionals couldn't help me. What was wrong? My histamines were high, or we'll test you for lupus again. I had such an inflammatory condition that it eventually went to my organs, my muscles, and my nerves. My children had to help me get dressed. It was really upsetting. Nobody could give me any answers. Found answers through integrative medicine, and the rest is history. So I was able to heal my body through nutrition and changing my diet, which I think should ring bells for some of our audience here today, because food is medicine, and if used the right way, it can really help with any conditions.
Yeah, and I really resonated with that story whenever we connected, because you feel kind of like, I felt at least foolish because I waited until I was nearly 40 to learn about why I was depressed and lethargic and just really not feeling great at all. And I think we have the tendency to blame those things on ourselves time and time again, when really it's rooted in our nutrition and the physiology of our body. So when we connected, our stories just resonated so deeply with one another. So I wanted to bring you on so that we could share more of you with the world and what you're doing. I have gone through the cookbook that I got, and I've created little tabs for myself. You can see my screen's a little bit blurry, but I've created tabs for myself because there's so many details about your cookbook that I really love, especially my over 40 eyes. The text is really big, and I just absolutely love that. The fact that you have alternatives in here for gluten-free, dairy-free options just sings to my heart so nicely. The fact that you talk about all of the different substitutes, you talk about the spices, the seeds, why some of these things are really, really good for us as well. And I think that's a big part of what we do as well, is explain that why to people. And then it really helps them with their behavior change if we can help people understand why. One of the other things that I really love too is they're just short, easy recipes. It's nothing that is really intense or involved. And I just think it is just amazing all the way around. So, well, I see you have ingredients in front of you today, because we had talked about you making a recipe for us. So share with everybody what you're going to be making.
Okay, so what I'm going to, this is from page, sorry, I missed. Nope. We're talking about easy on the eyes. 162. It should be 164 in the book. This is the spicy oven baked chicken legs. Everybody can see. They're yummy. You can use thighs too. That's part of the leg. Somebody says, well, those aren't legs, one day when I was doing it. And I said, yeah, they're thighs. So I didn't that leg. Anyway, the chicken legs, all the measurements and the ingredients are, designed for a nice, 6-8 pack of chicken legs that you get at the store. And you want to, get your chicken, wash it, pat it dry, food hygiene, all that. And we are using cassava flour today.
Mm.
Cassava flour is made from the yucca root. So it's not using grains. So this is a grain-free one-to-one flour that you can use. It's very light, almost like a cake flour. It's very, very light. Very
One
easy
thing
to
that
work with.
I wanted you to explain too, the one-to-one, what does that mean for some people watching this that don't know? Because some of the clients that we work with are new to this lifestyle, eating gluten-free. Can you explain a little bit about what one-to-one flour means?
Yeah, absolutely. And also, new to cooking, some people need some help, getting adjusted to making things for themselves too. But one-to-one means the same measurement as would be sugar or would be flour. So this, if there, any recipe that you use, if it calls for a cup of flour, you can use a cup of this. This would be the same measurement, equal measurement. So that's what the one-to-one means. Sometimes there are certain products that'll say, it's a cup and a quarter to the cup. No, this is an equal replacement. Hey,
That makes it easy. Yay.
So yeah, if you want me to just go over the recipe really quick.
Yeah, that would be great.
It's very simple. My family, I mean, who doesn't love fried chicken? And fried chicken is, of course, breaded. It's used crappy oils. It's really detrimental to your health to eat fried chicken, although we love it. Fats are good for you, but you want to make sure you're using really good chicken, right? You want to use, the best chicken available. It has to be organic, all that kind of jazz, but try to get the best chicken available to start with. Use wholesome ingredients, right? You're making this breading from scratch, and it's just a flour coating. So it's not a heavy coating, and it seals in all the juices. So it's a very, satisfying. It has a nice tasty skin to it, a nice juicy meat, and your family will never know that you're using gluten-free issues, right? Shh, don't tell anybody. They won't know the difference. That's the beauty of my book, is that every recipe is so good, nobody will ever know that there's no gluten or dairy in it. And there's low glycemic sugar, in the recipes. So it's a very healthy swap for some of your favorite American foods that your family is used to. So you're not cooking separately. The whole family can participate in these foods and recipe, and it makes it so much easier for the parent caregiver to be able to prepare simple, easy meals that everybody's going to give a thumbs up to. This isn't weird or different. It's something that everybody's used to eating if they're Americans.
Well, that's what I particularly enjoy about the cookbook too, with the easy ingredients. You can really get kids involved, because we talk about, sensory defensiveness and some of the kids that we're working with autism or behavioral issues. If you can present these opportunities in non-aversive ways, and you're just getting them to mix ingredients, and they're seeing you taste it, and then maybe they'll try it, and I think cooking is a really, really great way to bridge that gap for those kiddos that have some food aversions and some sensory defensiveness. So yes, I can't wait to hear more.
Yes, all picky eaters, give it a thumbs up. So you don't have to worry about all that. So, okay, well, the recipe, you read the recipe, it's very simple. Get yourself a jar, because you may not use all of your mix. So you're going to sprinkle as you go, so you can keep the remainder for next time. So it starts out with about 2.5, maybe 3 tablespoons of the cassava flour, or even just a regular, gluten-free flour that you may have in your pantry. I just like using the cassava flour because it's so light and nice. So add that to your bowl. Very simple. And then we have a paprika and cayenne pepper. This is 1 teaspoon of each. Right in there. This is 1 teaspoon of garlic powder, onion powder, and dry parsley. Right. And then we're going to put in some salt. A couple pinches of salt. couple
Now
pinches.
that salt is the pink Himalayan sea salt that you often refer to in your cookbook. Is that right?
It is, yes. This is the pink Himalayan pink salt, and different from table salt, whereas it has a rich mineral content. It's not chemically bleached, it's all natural, and it really does help with your electrolytes in your body. It's actually a beneficial way to season your food. So anyway, there's your, so you just stir it around, very simple.
Yeah, and I love it because I'm more of a novice cook. If you go on a scale from like Betty Crocker to Martha Stewart, I'm more on the Betty Crocker end. So I feel like this is something easy and manageable even for a busy mom to accomplish. So I really think there's so many variables that you touch on in this cookbook. That's why I want more people to know about it and to be able to have it. Because to being able to have like a one-stop shop, that it's simple, it's easy to read, it covers gluten-free, dairy-free. I think it's just the bee's knees, Sandi. I love it.
Thank you so much. When I started out, it was people were after me, Sandi, do your cookbook, So I begin, and I'm like, well, I think people need to understand why they need to eliminate these foods. And how it will benefit them, all the different ways. So then we talk about prebiotics, postbiotics, probiotics. We talk about nutrition. We talk about eating hygiene, even just how we eat, the process of digestion, the benefits of nuts and seeds, all of that's all included, plus the wellness wheel on how to balance certain areas in your life. Because sometimes the stress can come from being out of balance, too much focus in one area, and you're not taking the time to smell the roses and do some of the other things that are really important. But it talks about the healthy swaps. Now, this is really hard for people getting into this for the first time. There's so many products out there now. Used to be, there was only a few. Now there's lots. I've gone through the process of tasting most of them, making some recommendations. Some are yay, some are nay, all the different varieties. So if one doesn't work, you can try another one. And, so there's different options, different flavor profiles, ice cream, no, this is not a health food. We're not talking health food here. You can make it yourself if you want. But when the craving hits, or when there's an event or something, there's options for you available. You don't have to. This is a very sustainable way to maintain, that healthier, less inflammatory, less triggering type of, food preparation. So.
Yeah, and I think it touches on, like you said, so many things, but even if people knew what inflammation did to their body long term, and we could get into a huge discussion of leaky gut and autoimmunity and all of these things, but there's such bigger ideas that you have resonated throughout the cookbook, and I just think it's wonderful. So yes, I can't wait to try more and more of these recipes, because I think, like I said, they're easy, and I'm going to try one of the recipes this weekend for Easter dinner. So we'll see how it goes. I'm not going to tell them.
Oh, that's so awesome. Yeah. So in preparation for the chicken here, we're just going to show you how to do this really quickly. Get a baking sheet, put some foil down, get a rack, lay it on top, right? You take your chicken, and you're just going to coat it. Just, if you can see me, just toss it around in your mix, and there you have it. It can't get any simpler than that, really. So you just toss your chicken in the bowl, cover it in the flour, lay it on the rack. Smells so good. This is one of our favorites.
I'm coming to your house for dinner.
Yes. Oh, please come. I love to cook for a crowd. So yeah, if your skin starts to move a little bit, put it back, because that's what makes it nice. So you get the idea, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then This is like a coconut oil spray. There's avocado oil, olive oil, whatever you would like. Just give it a quick, like that. And then you stick it in your oven, rotating. It's for an hour. You're going to cook it for an hour. Halfway through, set your timer for 30 minutes. Go in there, just give them a quick turn, give them a little spritz if they need it. Cook it for another 30 minutes, and you're done.
So does now that spraying it with the coconut oil, does that give it just like that golden brown texture?
I'm sorry? Yeah, it helps it sizzle.
Oh, I love that.
And trust me, towards the end, it begins to sizzle and you're like, oh, yum.
Oh, that's so exciting. I love it.
Out. Excuse me. Here's one of them last night. If you can see, this is my chicken thigh from last night. Good. And it's golden brown, nice and crispy, nice light coating. It's, delicious, home cooked, wholesome, and everybody will think they're having, takeout fried chicken.
That's great. And I love the other spice rub that you have in the book. You have a specific, the barbecue dry rub on page 93. And that's another thing that I think is like so easy because it's just the rub. One of the things the problems that I have as a novice cook is spices and being able to get things to taste good for my family, because my kids were both picky eaters. We have now since resolved that with some supplementation and pre and probiotics. But having picky eaters, you want things to be flavorful and for them to taste really good for your family. And so you being able to support these families on so many levels in one book, I think is just so valuable. So yeah, it's been incredible. It's been an incredible experience getting to know you and being able to help you spread the word about this.
Thank you so much. Yes, and that's the whole point. I have a private practice and I work with my clients one-on-one, but how do you cast the broader net? How do you help more people than just working one-on-one? So during COVID is when I decided to put everything together and to be able to help more people this way. And it's so amazing that a new branch is growing, in my practice. And that's with the autism community. And I love the connection, and it's perfect. It's a perfect marriage between, what I have to share and what people need, to help support their family.
So if people want to find more about what you do and how to buy the book, Sandi, how can they go and do that?
Right. It's available through Amazon. It's Desire to Be Well, Recipes of Wellness for Health and Happiness. But you can also go to my website, which is desiretobewell.com, and you can order an autographed copy and I'll sign it and ship it right out to you. Shipping is included. Yes.
Yes. Well, thank you so much, Sandi Kern, for all of your time and attention today and bringing all of this together in one space. So it's just incredible the work you're doing, and I can't wait till another cookbook comes out and you have more information to offer the world. So
yes, book number 2 is in the works. It's amazing. The recipe development is so much fun.
That's great. Well, thank you so much, Sandi, for your time. I really appreciate it.
Thank you, Kristan, so much. And have everybody, enjoys my book. Reach out if you need me. I'll be here.
Yeah. Take care. Bye-bye.